cool thing. 5 small spring house projects that you should definitely not avoid. Big, costly products, of course, that will cost you more if you don't do this down the road, and the tools you need to get them done, maybe even this weekend. We have the hosts from Renovation 911 stopping by.
Plus, crayons that color your food with flavor. What exactly is a food crayon and how it works with Love That Lava?
Bob used to eat the crayons. Are you planning to get out of town to chase the eclipse on Monday? Well, you're not alone. We're going to talk to a few Minnesotans about where they're heading, where they're planning to be to see that on Monday. We'll talk more about that eclipse coming up in just a couple of minutes. It is, of course, the first weekend of April 6, 2024. I'm Belinda Jensen.
And I'm Morgan Wolf. First time
on the Saturday
sitting
show.
In with you on the Saturday show.
Yeah.
So excited, my buddy here, and of course Bobby too. We were just talking. I got a lot of questions.
Well, actually, you have to pick the best one, and then you should stump him, and then you're going to be one of our questions. I don't know if you know that or not.
I didn't know that.
You are.
A lot of surprises here today.
It's great to have Morgan here. Of course, you see Morgan on Saturday and Sunday nights here at KARE 11, and Chris is celebrating his wife's 40th birthday. He surprised her. Well, she kind of found out, and they're at a fun gathering with a bunch of people in a very warm location. So congratulations to Chris for doing that, because it's not always easy to do that, to of course surprise your wife. Okay, so we're going to start out with this. I have to say that I watched the game last night, and did I become a Caitlin Clark fan this year? Yes. So I'm not like I was fans with her the whole time. Did I know about Paige Bueckers the entire time? And then who was I rooting for last night? So I felt as though, as I was watching the game, totally motherly. I mean, I am the oldest one here. So other than Bob. So when I was watching those two beautiful women playing basketball and all of their wonderful teammates, my goodness, there were some outstanding plays by other teammates.
Incredible.
I just didn't want them to get hurt. Because they both went down a couple of times, and I was like,
oh no.
And at the end, I kind of didn't care who won because it was such an amazing game. I mean, really, UConn won in the first half by far.
They did.
Paige missed 6 3-pointers. And Caitlin missed 6 3-pointers. But anyway, second
Iowa really coming back.
Unbelievable.
And then, the game being decided by that offensive fall right at the end.
Which was not
Paige
great.
having the ball in her hand. I just wish we could have seen Paige take that shot.
Yep.
And you know what they said? They said she should have turned and done it, but my goodness, what are you going to say? It was a tight game. You know what? I'm really curious to see what those ratings were compared to the ratings earlier in the week.
With LSU versus Iowa.
Which was the biggest ever, right?
I think that the UConn game, it probably will surpass it.
All right, one other sports note of the week. If you maybe were living in a cave, you don't know that, of course, we had a big Twins home opener. And Dick Bremer, being, of course, not the person that does play-by-play or color anymore, he had a chance to go there with his family. They named a TV booth after him. I was up in the media area. I saw this beautiful plaque earlier in the day. He was there with his family, and then he also threw in the first pitch. I'm a huge fan, so I'm going to miss his voice, my goodness. But you know what?
He's such a legend.
Yes, really neat to have him out there, and really neat to have him a part of the big game. Of course, he's throwing to Maurer, which is never a bad idea there, which is really neat. So that was a lot of fun. I know we lost that game. They play again today. They play again tomorrow unless it gets rained out. So we'll kind of have to see. And he, by the way, is now in an ambassador role with the Twins. So you're going to, of course, see him throughout the season. He will be. All right, let's talk weather. It is a beautiful morning out there. And we do have, of course, a lot of sunshine expected today. Here's your sunrise this morning. It was a beautiful one. Clear skies. There it is, lighting up Minneapolis. And what we anticipate as we move through the next few days is actually some rain rolling in tomorrow. Not great for the eclipse on Monday. We'll talk more in detail on that. And then we have a warmer end of the week. We're back into the 60s, so good news there. Right now it is 37 degrees. That was our low temperature. 28 in Grand Rapids, 36 in Marshall. The big story today will be wind. The winds are going to be cropping up as we move through the afternoon. Here are the current temperatures. We're at 39 in Blaine. Good morning. 38 Lakeville and 37 for our friends in Buffalo. So those winds, as you can see, are out of the south, southwest, and with everything not greened up just yet and low dew points, of course, we do have a fire danger today. So we have a wind advisory from 7 o'clock this morning until 1 o'clock this afternoon. So that's now in 1 o'clock, in the morning, Sunday. That's now in effect for that southwest corridor of the state, which is typically quite windy. And then there it is, a fire weather watch from 1 o'clock today through 7 o'clock with no fires that are going to be allowed in that part of the state because, of course, the strong winds, the low humidity, and the fact that things have not greened up just yet. right now, as you can see, hour to hour, a beautiful, beautiful Saturday on track. Later today, kind of hold on to your hats, but tomorrow, have your umbrellas handy. So we'll have more details on that in just a couple of minutes. But right now, Morgan has news headlines.
All right, thanks, Val. All right, well, we do have an update to a story that we first brought to you during our 10 p.m. show last night. A teenager is dead following a shooting in Minneapolis. This was the scene at East 26th Street near Longfellow Avenue around 10 o'clock. Police tell us that the victim is an 18-year-old male. So far this morning, police said that they have not taken any suspects into custody. Again, this is a developing story that will continue to follow. Almost 4 years after George Floyd's murder, we are learning more about the discipline Minneapolis police officers received for their behavior during the May 2020 unrest. Documents now published to the city's website show at least 10 officers were fired, suspended, or written up. The first set of discipline really focuses on May 30th, 2020. It was the fourth night of the unrest. That was the night that MPD shot rubber bullets from an unmarked van on Lake Street, prompting legal gun owner Jaleel Stallings to fire back, saying later that he didn't know that they were police. Now we know that a total of 6 officers were punished for their treatment of Stallings after he surrendered, including a supervisor.
It just shows how the disciplinary system and the public transparency need improvement.
According to the documents, MPD also disciplined officers for 2 other major incidents that week, including pepper spraying a journalist and treatments of protesters on the 35W bridge. The first week of the murder trial of Nikolai Mew is in the books. The 54-year-old is charged with killing a Stillwater teen and hurting 4 others in a stabbing incident along the Apple River that happened 2 years ago. On Friday, several more witnesses testified, including a few from the defense. This included Ernesto Torres, who calls Mew his best friend. He said that he believes Mew defended himself against the group of teens in the river, and his friend has a character of, quote, peacefulness. The prosecution asked Torres about inconsistencies in his testimony and what he told police after that incident. That trial will be picking up again on Monday. Also on Monday, another new rideshare option is coming to the area. Wisconsin-based Carepool has purchased Twin Cities-based Mobility for All. The service is catered to older people and those with disabilities. Riders can book trips from an app or by phone. The company says that there is also a door-to-door option to help people get inside their home. This comes, though, as Uber and Lyft say that they are leaving Minneapolis if a new rideshare law goes into effect May 1st. Now, the law raises minimum pay for drivers, but the company says that the rate would make rides just unaffordable. Minneapolis City Council is set to take another look at this ordinance at their meeting next week, but it's not clear if anything will happen.